Yos.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Now, I want to talk about something that a lot of people don't know. Something a lot of people don't know in gaming. You know, I want to talk about something that a lot of Xbox fanboys, probably PS3 gamers, PC gamers, the Nintendo gamers, probably don't know about some of these things that go on in gaming. I've known this for quite a while, but I'm sure many of y'all would probably know this as well. You know, a lot of y'all probably know this as well, but I just want to refresh some of the things that goes on around. And the article that you've seen right now, link will be in the description. I mean, it's a pretty old article. There's articles all around this, floating around the internet. You'll find articles talking about this Microsoft's content policy. But this was the one on my desktop, and you know, I just wanted to use this one, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, there'll be many articles over the internet talking about Microsoft content policy, but you don't really see it that often. I mean, you'll never see articles like this, like in the big gaming sites like IGN and stuff, because Microsoft basically don't want people to know about this. And basically what it is the Microsoft's content policy, which basically says that if a game looks drastically better on any other platform, Microsoft will not allow that game to come out on the Xbox. That is basically what the content policy is for the Xbox. It's the same for the Xbox 360, and the same content policy will be around for the Xbox One. You know what I'm saying? It will be around for the Xbox One. I mean, if y'all been reading about this indie stuff going on and about all these indie developers and stuff, the indie developers still talk about Microsoft's content policy and how they cannot put out games that look much better than what they look like on the Xbox. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of Xbox fanboys come and like to say about how multiplat's always looking better on the 360 and all that nonsense. Well, granted, the PS3 was very hard to develop for. It was hard. But the developers did not have the chance to maximize the Blu-ray 50 gig that was available to them. The third-party developers didn't have the chance to go and maximize the potential of the PS3. Why? Because if they did release a PS3 version of a game that looked drastically better than the Xbox version, then Microsoft would not have allowed that game to be released on their console. Which of course, publishers and developers can't let that happen because they'll be missing out on a lot of money. And you know, a lot of people like to say about how competition is good for gaming and competition is good in general, which I agree. Which I do agree to a certain extent. But this competition right here, I mean, this is bad, man. I mean, like I said, a lot of people say competition is good, competition is healthy, which, like I said, it's true. But when you got Microsoft doing these type of things, you just wonder why they even exist in the gaming business. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, they are holding back gaming. They are holding back gaming. You know? They are not allowing. I mean, I think the PC gamers will be pissed off the most because, yes, the PC versions always look better. But I mean, I'm sure developers can maximize a high-end PC if they wanted to. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, the PC gamers just get a more of an enhanced version of a game, but they don't get the maximum potential of their PC, I reckon. So the PC gamers will be pissed. Us PS3 gamers, we get done because the PS3 is way much more powerful than the 360. Everybody knows that. The PS4 is more powerful than the Xbox One. I mean, the spec says it all. You know, it's much clearly more powerful than the Xbox One. And for everyone out there, don't expect multiplats to look better and be better on the PS4 for next generation. They'll be at the same level as the Xbox One. They'll be on the same level. They might look a bit better here and there, but do not expect drastic improvements. You know, because Microsoft's content policy will not allow that to happen. And you know, like I said, the Xbox fanboys are the worst. They're the worst. This is so bad. I mean, they defend Microsoft with their lives. They defend Microsoft even though Microsoft spat in their faces. But yeah, the Xbox fanboys are going to go running back and buy the Xbox One day one. Unbelievable stuff. It's unbelievable. You know, I can't believe you get these Xbox fanboys that defend Microsoft, defend their policies, defend an inferior product. Because that's what it is. The Xbox fanboys and Microsoft, they are defending an inferior product known as the Xbox 360 and the Xbox One. You know what I'm saying? The Xbox One is an inferior product. The Xbox 360 was an inferior product. And it held back the multi-plat games. You know? It held back the multi-plat games, period. It held back Call of Duty. Because we all know Call of Duty like to stick their dick up Microsoft's ass. It held back all these amazing games. All these multi-plats were held back. Battlefield, the Far Cry's, FIFA. You know what I'm saying? It all gets held back. And that's why I'm so concerned about Metal Gear Solid. I know Metal Gear Solid is going to be an amazing game. But as a huge fan, I mean, I do question what's going to go down with that franchise. Now that Microsoft have Metal Gear coming out on their system as well. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, this is just to show you, man. All you Microsoft fanboys that keep defending Microsoft. And here's the thing. If Sony were to do the same thing. If Sony were to stick a finger right into my face and say DRM, blocked use games and all this stuff, I will make my voice heard. I will complain. I will complain. Even if Sony did the same thing, I will complain. But see, Sony don't do these things. So I know Sony ain't going to do these things. So I don't need to complain. But, I mean, all you Xbox fanboys, I cannot believe y'all be defending a company like this. I cannot believe it. That y'all actually be defending a company that spits in your face. Not once, not twice, but hundreds of times. You know what I'm saying? And every day that goes by, Microsoft keeps doing a 180 and going back and reverting all of their policies from the beginning. This policy ain't going to be reversed. I mean, this policy has been around since the 360. So do not expect multiplats to be better on the PS4, even though the PS4 is more powerful. Got better RAM. Got a more powerful system right there. Don't expect multiplats to be better. And that is why we have some of the greatest and best exclusives out there. Uncharted, Infamous, God of War, Gran Turismo, Little Big Planet, and the list goes on and on and on. Them games will never be possible on the Xbox simply because it's an inferior product. You know, I mean, can you imagine if Uncharted 3 wasn't? Can you imagine if The Last of Us came out on the 360? That shit would be on about what, 7-8 discs for real. I'm not even lying to y'all. If Metal Gear Solid 4 came out on Metal Gear Solid 4, Hideo Kojima said it himself. I mean, the game was just too big for the 360. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to tell y'all about this. I know many of y'all probably know this, but that's what it is, man. If a game is better on another platform, Microsoft will not allow that game to be released on the Xbox. And that goes for the Xbox 360 and the Xbox One. Which is a shame because gaming is being held back by Microsoft, man. Gaming is being held back by Microsoft. Whether you like it or not, Xbox fanboys, just give up with this company. Stop supporting them. Because they are just... They're an embarrassment to gaming. And they are holding everything back at the moment. And it's disappointing, y'all. It's disappointing, but that's my opinions. Let me know what y'all think down below in the comments. Hit me up on Twitter. Link will be in the description. And I'm out, y'all. Peace.